With Digimon Story Time Stranger finally being announced, it's time for me to don my tinfoil hat. I'll be going over the important Digimon that we know about in the game and give my own story speculation at the end. Let's begin with the group the plot revolves around. The Olympus 12, also known as the 12 Gods of Olympus, are a group of 12 mega-level Digimon modeled after the Roman versions of the 12 Olympians, the D Consentes. The Olympus 12 manage the digital world Iliad, which exists on a different server from the digital world ruled by Yggdrasil. However, they possess abilities rivaling that of the Royal Knights. The Knights have not felt the need to personally interfere in Iliad's affairs since members of the Olympus 12 protect their own domains while maintaining a position of neutrality regarding the incidents which arise in Yggdrasil's digital world. Some Digimon with similar goals, like Plutomon, are excluded from their number due to their cruelty in their pursuit. The forces that defy the will of the Olympus 12 and oppose them in battle are never-ending, to the point that the hatred of Digimon they defeated have reborn as Titamon, who seeks to have their heads. Now then, let's go over each member of the Olympus 12. Representing Apollo, Apollomon. It conceals solar class flame energy. This energy has terrifying power to smelt all substances, and its almost heartless fervor and pride are barely restrained. He was also the mascot for Digimon World Dawn. Representing Diana/Artemis, Dianamon. It presides over water and ice and is able to fight even when the surroundings are below absolute zero. Just as the moon has two sides, its personality is of a two-sided nature and its beauty conceals a terrifying power. Dianamon was the mascot for Digimon World Dusk. Representing Ceres and Demeter, Ceresmon. Ceresmon is a monstrous, gigantic bird Digimon that carries on its back the Carpos Hule, a forest bearing the digital world's greatest sweets and famous fruits. With a body composed of rocks and rich fertile soil, Ceresmon's soaring form is the epitome of a floating sky island. Sitting on the head of Ceresmon is Ceresmon Medium, which serves as its true form. Ceresmon Medium has practically no fighting strength and so rarely if ever comes out in public on its own, but it is said that it will occasionally show itself unattended by the monstrous bird to those who earn its trust. Its personality is filled with gentleness and a kind heart, and it is said that it offers fruit from the Carpos Hule to hungry Digimon and shelters Inter-Digimon in its woods until they recuperate. However, it will reverse its attitude and bring terror as if a demonic forest to those who forget the blessings granted by the forest and land, unnecessarily injure the trees or pollute the soil. Representing Bacchus/Dionysus, Bacchusmon. It styles itself the digital world's foremost drinker. It is very caring with a cheerful personality and gathers a rookie and champion Digimon to hold parties day and night. Because it is able to distill any kind of alcohol within its body, it is said that at parties it answers requests of Digimon that it has befriended and treats them to alcohol. It prefers the taste of fruit wine, and its favorite fruit wine is something fermented from the sweets born from the Carpos Hule forest carried on Ceresmon's back, so whenever it can snatch a moment it eagerly requests Ceresmon to let me brew fruit wine. For that reason, it is on very good terms with Ceresmon and they often act together. Though Bacchusmon doesn't have his own card yet, he can be seen in the background of Ceresmon's showing their link. And when Bacchusmon gets completely wasted, he transforms into his more powerful Disui mode. Representing Mars/Ares, Marsmon. It is a Digimon god of war with the appearance of a panther man. Marsmon is well versed in all sorts of combat techniques known throughout the world, including underhanded techniques, and has absolute confidence in battles against others in the same weight class. Representing Mercury/Hermes, Mercurymon. It is a Digimon god of ingenuity who boasts of being the fastest in the digital world. It moves with such exceptional speed that it cannot be seen with the naked eye, so it is said that all images of Mercurymon in records and documents are but after images. It hates staying rooted in one place and is always wandering the digital world. Representing Minerva/Athena, Minervamon. A Digimon with the appearance of a maiden. Though it has an extremely short physique, it possesses superhuman strength it uses to freely wield a greatsword as large as its own body. It possesses a cheerful personality due to its childlike innocence, but when its emotions become violently unstable, it gets into a bad mood which causes selfish and willful problematic behavior that no one can help it cope with. Representing Venus/Aphrodite, Venusmon. It is a Digimon that is filled with compassion and rules over love. Wherever Venusmon is, beautiful flowers bloom profusely no matter how ruined the soil is, and the land's youthful vigor is revived. It is said that there are many Digimon who serve the pure and beautiful Venusmon. Venusmon can correctly perceive the world with its mind's eye by blindfolding itself, and it isn't taken in by any lie or deception. Furthermore, it restrains its overflowing glamour by concealing its pupils, so it's also a consideration to keep from adding more swooning Digimon to its admirers. Venusmon is always accompanied by its bird Olive and its scallop Hotan, small friends who can speak animatedly and reservedly with Venusmon. Because it is a Digimon that rules over love, it uses a fighting style that pacifies the opponent's heart with each gesture. Representing Volcanish/Hephaestus, Volcanismon. It is a god of smithery. Most well-known weapons are the work of Volcanismon, and the famous Berenjena cherished by Beelzemon is one of Volcanismon's works. It has an artisan's pride and a stubborn personality. It sees through the competence of its clients, and when it feels that they cannot master or will not treasure the weapon, it will deny the request. When building, it performs with a standard of work corresponding to the other party. As such, the Berenjena that put all of its effort into crafting after being charmed by Beelzemon's power is considered to be an excellent article even by Volcanismon. Although it is a Digimon that freely manipulates its 8 arms and works in silence, it exhibits an artisan style even in battle. Representing Juno/Hera, Junomon. She is Jupitermon's partner. She stands upon the battlefield as a lover and defender of Jupitermon, where it predicts, detects, and eliminates the insurgents who defy Jupitermon's will. Maybe it's because of its profound love for Jupitermon and personality overflowing with affection, but it has a grasp on all of Jupitermon's habits. Also, Junomon is quite the yandere. Junomon Hysteric Mode. Another form of Junomon, it was an evil personality sleeping within the innermost depths of its heart, but was awakened. The forces opposing its beloved Jupitermon are never ending, and if their time together diminishes, it begins drowning in the darkness of its jealousy. Its vitality gradually drains from its countenance, and when it is entirely filled with darkness, a mask of another face manifests. The surrounding Digimon that it sees through the mask are all perceived as evil, so it runs the whole gamut of slaughter. However, this form is never noticed by Jupitermon, so it never suffers the judgment of good and evil. Representing Jupiter/Zeus, Jupitermon. Is a Digimon that rules over thunder and weather as the god that presides over the skies. It is always judging good and evil on the battlefield and metes out divine punishment to those who choose evil. It makes decisions dispassionately, wholly excluding any emotion from its judgments. It is said that if someone who continues to disagree with Jupitermon's judgment challenges Jupitermon and wins, the judgment will be overruled, but it is said that none yet exist who could overturn it. If it exchanges blows with the opponent using the hammers in both of its hands, it is able to summon tiny thunderclouds. Its Mabolt, which constructs an array of these thunderclouds, automatically looses thunderbolts at those it judges as evil or those who hinder its arbitration. However, Jupitermon also holds a secret form. Jupitermon Wrath Mode. Jupitermon, who usually makes judgments without any emotion, undergoes a complete about-face when confronting those who have committed sins that cause it to be unable to restrain its anger. It summons its great divine sword, Karanos, with an angry roar, and its body grows several tens of times larger, turning into a form clad in armor and lightning. The violent lightning surrounding it is the embodiment of its anger, and while it behaves calmly, each of its movements are brimming with awe, driving enemies into a corner from the pressure. Next we'll be going over a few more Digimon related to the story. Representing Pluto/Hades, Plutomon. A Digimon that attacks evil with terror and violence and governs the realm of the dead. It wanders the world pursuing criminals or villains who deserve to fall into the realm of the dead, and it is said that if it detects prey, Plutomon appears wrapped up in a deep darkness. Plutomon, who finds joy only in chewing the wicked, has mounts lined with sharp fangs throughout its body, and the mounts make a chattering sound when it's pursuing its prey. It is feared even by good Digimon for this oddity. It is similar to Jupitermon as far as punishing evil, but Jupitermon will not admit it due to its cruelty, and it's said that there's always been a long-standing discord between the two. Representing the Sirens, Sirenmon. A Digimon who has an outward appearance like a blending of bird and fish. Its personality is cheerful and is always singing pleasant songs throughout the skies and seas. Its voice has a miraculously sweet sound and actually has an 8-octave range from very high notes to very low notes, and it brings tranquility even to devastated battlefields with its singing voice. It is said that by healing its listeners and performing good deeds, it will continue on to a shining evolution. Representing Meleager / Meleagros, Grace Novamon. A mythical galaxy Digimon said to have once been born from the fusion of Apollomon and Dianamon when the digital world Iliad was visited by an unprecedented crisis. By colliding the opposing energies of the sun and moon together, it formed Big Bang class energy within its body. Because of this, it has been predicted that Grace Novamon itself has become a standalone galaxy, and it is said that it is impossible to measure its total data size accurately. Representing the Titans, Titamon. The Titan of Revenge. Titamon was born from the hatred of the Digimon defeated by the Olympus 12 in battles over the sovereignty of the digital world. It holds the alias of one-man division, and bearing the inexhaustible energy of its hatred within its gigantic body, it runs through the battlefield seeking the heads of the Olympus 12. Its large arms are covered in a multitude of skulls, which are all data of the power it has stolen from the enemies it has defeated so far. As its gigantic sword, Zanjinto is a bone sword carved from Skull Greymon's bones. The hatred filling the sword makes a low growl. Its underworld's call summons shades based on the skulls on both of its arms, which overrun the enemy's forces as an undead legion.
This army.
This is the reason Titamon is called the one-man division and is treated as if it were a legion despite being a single being, because it is able to instantly summon a mighty host. An Ogremon who surpasses his limits and defeats a Skull Greymon in single combat will also achieve this form. And finally, onto our true main character. Representing a satyr, Aegiomon. A Digimon that has the appearance fusing the lower body of a goat with the upper body of a human. As a member of the same musical troupe as Sirenmon, it is usually playing the pipes called Syrinx, hung at its waist and enjoying the music. Although it has a peace-loving personality and doesn't really like to fight, the power it conceals within is unquantifiable, and when Aegiomon fights to protect something, it exhibits unique talent for combat. It is said that by playing the Attract Echo, which attracts the attention of those who hear it on the Syrinx it possesses, Aegiomon snatches away the sense of self of those who continue to listen to its sound and blinds them to everything but its figure. With this, it can produce an opportunity for other Digimon to flee or a chance for them to pursue. While Aegiomon is a powerful champion Digimon, he can evolve into 5 different powerful forms depending on his experiences. Aegiochusmon. A Digimon which synthesizes the abilities of various species using a humanoid body as a base. This synthesis of species is said to have resulted from the pursuit of the ultimate state, or omnipotence, dramatically altering its appearance to match its surroundings. This form is composed of data taken from the dragon species, so the dragon species data lying dormant within its body manifests on the surface of its body, centered upon the crystal in its chest, and establishes itself as armor. This armor is a powerful suit that affects not only Aegiochusmon's defensive power, but also its physical strength, drastically increasing its offensive power. Aegiochusmon Blue. This form is composed of data taken from the cyborg species, so that cyborg species data lying dormant within its body focus itself on its upper body, particularly its left side, centered upon the crystal in its chest. It is equipped with a release for the characteristic power of the cyborg species and a lock-on function which doesn't miss its designated target. Its gigantic left arm, the mechanization-powered arm, has the ability to attach and detach, and is also able to independently pursue and attack a locked opponent. Aegiochusmon Green. This form is composed of data taken from the plant species, so the plant species lying dormant within its body establishes itself as an upper body and arm centered upon the crystal in its chest. Because it is based on the plant species, its weight is especially light compared to the other forms. It is able to fire sturdy thorns from the busters equipped to both of its arms and perform tricky movements that hook its thorns in various places similar to rope action, or perform others that are used for offense and defense. Its keen movements, which capitalize on its equipment and agility, can definitely be said to be this form's greatest distinction. Aegiochusmon Dark. This form is composed of data taken from the evil species. The evil species data that lay dormant in its body is spread over its entire body, centered upon the crystal in its chest. The malevolence of the evil species has flooded its body and soul, and it regards all those it sees to be its prey, and hunts down its enemies. The red electric shocks emanating from its body hide viruses, and it could be said that it is a special Digimon that generates viruses in spite of being a Digimon of the vaccine attribute. The technique where it transmits viruses into the wounds of the enemy it has dealt damage to, undermining it from the inside, is completely menacing. Chusmon Holy. This form is composed of data taken from the holy species, so the holy species data lying dormant within it envelops entire body centered upon the crystal in its chest, resulting in a clear heart as serene as a still lake. Through the shields equipped on its arms, it is able to freely transform the powerful vaccines that overflow from its body into weapons such as daggers or even defensive walls to prevent any kind of viruses or data from passing through. With that, all introductions are out of the way. Let's move on to speculation. Before the game begins, Jupitermon of Olympus 12 was defeated. He's reverted to his champion form, Aegeomon, and likely has amnesia. We've been sent to the digital world Iliad with other humans and are trying to help Aegeomon with regaining his memories. We travel the digital world Iliad, meeting each member of the Olympus 12, helping Aegeomon regain memories and obtain new ultimate forms for him. While we are helping him, Titamon will be hunting us down as he hates the Olympus 12. Based on the cutscene with Omegamon, the Royal Knights will be investigating Iliad. This could be Yggdrasil's will, which often involves overseeing and controlling the digital world. Or Yggdrasil perceived Homeros, the host computer of Iliad, had an issue and sent the Royal Knights to investigate. And Mireille will most likely be back once more to help us in training and taking care of our Digimon. That's my speculation and a background rundown complete. If you have any of your own ideas or theories, please comment them down below.